Okay. I think we should be live. Broadcast is literally about to start. I have expectations, but I'm not keeping them very high. Mostly because I know that it's probably going to be an interesting show, but I'm more curious to see what the power is going to be. The reason we're watching this on YouTube and not Twitch is because those full screen ads on Twitch are very annoying. So it's going to be easier just for us to watch this from the YouTube feed. But I got some coffee. I already had breakfast. This is actually my second cup of coffee. We're not going to play the PTB today. That's going to be for later. But this better be worth it. This better be good. I'm crossing my fingers at least. I think we should be starting here in just a moment. I know we're going to get a full trailer at least. We're for sure going to get a full FNAF trailer. And then I think we got like a little bit of a teaser of the power. Last night, I think it was. We got a little bit of a teaser of the power. Question is going to be, just how accurate is it to what we actually see? We get to play as we're gonna play as William Afton. We're gonna play as William Afton. Or Stu from Scream 1. Yeah, or Shaggy. I mean, they can't do it for Ghostface. Ghostface is their version of Ghostface is their own thing. Shaggy, that's unfortunately never gonna happen. As much as I would like for it, and as much as it's been requested many a time, it's not gonna happen, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's 11. I think they should be starting in just a moment. Should be getting started in a moment at least. These damn Canadians. These damn Canadians, they always wait till the last second. But yeah, I'm gonna have some more coffee. See how many times I jump out of my chair screaming like a little boy. It's my most requested chapter. Not because I am a huge fan of FNAF, but because I'm a realist. In terms that, realistically, it was only a matter of time before it was going to show up. So, might as well. Might as well. I am actually very excited. I hope they go crazy with cosmetics. I really do. I know we're going to see stuff for anniversary, like we're going to see the anniversary cosmetics this year. Oh, there we go. They changed the set.
We're here.
We're back.
We're back. We're here. We're live in Montreal. We're live in our studio, in our brand new studio. In the studio.
New studio. Who this?
Who
right?
dat?
Look at that palette.
That is a palette. That is also a coffee table.
It's got coasters.
You know, you recognize this, but also not a picture frame. That is actually a video screen. We're not going to make use of it today because we literally just got it installed.
Oh.
Streams in the future. We're going to be having a lot of fun with a lot of these they look like static picture frames. But really excited for us to have this as a resource
Cool.
here in our own studio in Montreal, so we can do more stuff here, including videos that you do all the time, interviews, whatever. So yes, hello, welcome. There are a lot of you out there. Thank you for joining us. This is actually our second live stream of the month of May. Earlier, we were at PAX East in Boston, where also a bunch of people showed up in person, which was an incredible delight to meet so many people I only knew as online names, and to ham it up in front of a live audience was pretty fun.
Gotta ham it up.
We just wanted to say thank you for that. That was our first big live event in a long time, and y'all showed up. So hopefully that means we can do more. And the only negative of that event, we were not joined by Dork.
Yes.
Due to visa issues.
Yeah, it was really sad to be watching from the sidelines, but the hype in that room was electric. So, like, even being at home.
Damn, it's
just
like
rooting
people
you
were
guys,
excited.
That was just amazing.
Who would have guessed?
So I truly hope that maybe in the future I'll be able to meet you guys in person. But for now, let's get into today's live stream, which we're talking about part 2 of our anniversary live stream.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight. Five Nights at Freddy's official live stream. And today, especially at PAX, you guys got a little taste about what was
A little
schmooze,
a little schmooze, a little morsel.
Event, which is right around the corner.
We just gave them an app, and now they're getting the full pizza.
Yeah.
Full pizza.
So if you are new to Dead by Daylight, which I suspect some of you are, there are a lot of people
There's
here.
gonna be a lot of new
Looking at
people
the wrong
playing
camera.
because
Hello,
of this.
camera two. If you're new to
It's like with
Dead by Daylight,
Resident
I
Evil,
just
when
wanna
Resident
quickly
Evil
explain
dropped.
What's going on today? We're
A
doing our
huge
stream,
spike of new
obviously,
people
and
joined the
generally
game.
We try to do these when we have either a release of the full chapter or, as is the case today, a PTB. If you don't know what PTB is, public test battle.
Beta.
What it is a test tool for us on the development team. Truly, it's a chance for us to get the build out early, find some rough edges, anything that might not be working, and get it up to gear, up to snuff for the full release, which is coming on June 17th. So I just wanted to set the stage for you in case you didn't know what PTB is, because we'll mention.
I don't think they actually had set a date for it yet. Now that I think about it, I don't think they had announced the date for it. So, hey, there we go.
So, Five Nights at Freddy's is our most requested chapter of all time. You have wanted this for a long time. FNAF fans have wanted it for a long time. DbD fans have wanted it for a long time. I have wanted it for a long time. Now it's actually happening. So let's not delay any longer. We'll show you what's coming in the show today. So we're going to kick things off with a segment that you've been waiting for, Five Nights at Freddy's gameplay, playing as Springtrap. And helping us out, we're going to have Jason Guzzo back with us to talk about Springtrap's gameplay, but also the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza map.
Yes, and then next I'll be joined on the couch with Justin Banks, who's going to break down this year's anniversary event and show us everything's going to be happening for this last Twisted Masquerade. Then we'll have a new face on the couch, which is going to be Hollis from the product team, who's going to be running through the latest collections that'll be rolling into the fog here in a couple of months. And then after that, Eric and I will be back on the couch to talk about the Dead by Daylight Creator Program, which I know a lot of our content creators out there are at the edge of their seats waiting to hear news about, so stay tuned.
And we also have another thing to share with you that is new. Maybe you saw it in your news yesterday in the game. Little spoiler. We're going to be talking about the extremely cool new Dead by Daylight stats tracker that's coming up. We're going to be able to check in-game stats and progress as you play, which is really neat.
Yes, I cannot wait to see how many times I've died. After that,
Are they taking on Nightlight?
Wouldn't be a Dead by Daylight live stream without having some Twitch drops. And we're gonna have 3 amazing Twitch drops for players.
Damn, none Five Nights at Freddy's themed.
You're looking at the Twitch chat or looking at the QR.
None are Five Nights at Freddy's themed. That's actually kind of crazy. I would have thought that they would have made the Twitch drops this time around themed. Usually, whenever they do a new chapter drop, they kind of do like 1 or 2 items synergized with it.
So we have 3 drops for you, but actually the first drop is a combo. You're going to get blood points as well as a smiling clown badge. Sorry, I don't. What I have written down versus what's in that image are not the same thing. So we're going to learn together.
Smiling clown.
Smiling clown badge, 200,000 blood points bundled together for watching 1 hour. A clown den banner for watching 3 hours, and pin the tail on the Maurice charm for anyone who accumulates 6 hours of watch time. Oh, Maurice, how I miss thee.
I miss him. I have to do my little head pats at the map.
I know. I hope he returns to us soon.
Huh?
Before we dive in, one last thing we did want
I
to
wonder if
mention
they
is we've been out for a few
changed.
weeks. We're running a charity program at the moment, which I've been so psyched about.
I wonder if they
tied to
changed
Aurella's
it.
release, and
Like, it was supposed to be
has
something else,
already-
and that's
well,
why it's different.
Finished, but it has over $200,000.
Oh my God.
And that's before the multiplier that we're still calculating right now. So
Charity's cool.
thank you to everyone who contributed to that charity. It's going to a really great cause, the Saint Justine Foundation here in Montreal. To help
Yeah,
kids.
the Orella
So
jackets,
thank you.
the cosmetics,
We'll announce
100% of the
final number
proceeds
when
went
we
to
have it
charity,
from the numbers people, but it is
which is
well
very
over
cool.
$200,000.
Very cool.
So crazy.
That's a lot of money.
Okay, without further ado, let's talk about Five Nights at Freddy's, playing a Springtrap, and bring out our dear friend Jay Guzzo, the killer's designer.
Finally. God. Interesting theme. Okay. I don't hate it. It is very chaotic. Oh. This is a lot. It's a lot of things hitting at once. It's just the strings and the arcade sounds, then like the merry-go-round, like the carousel music. That's a lot. Very interesting. I'm just noticing now. It's called Springtrap Bar FNAF.
Oh, I was waiting for Jay to tell us.
That's
when we're ready.
interesting.
But
I
we're
wonder if
live.
the
See, we
the
told
the
you it's
legendary
live here
cosmetic
with us.
changes it.
Okay, so
Changes it to like Golden Bunny.
So from the time that we announced that Five Nights at Freddy's was coming to Dead by Daylight, obviously the excitement has been off the charts.
Yes.
For Five Nights at Freddy's fans, for DbD fans, for myself, maybe you, and you know, people were speculating, who's the killer going to be? Are we going to get a map, et cetera, et cetera? We answered those things in a high-level way at PAX a few weeks ago. Indeed, we will have a killer,
Yep.
Springtrap. For the first time ever, you get to play as Springtrap instead of be terrorized by Springtrap. Well,
Very
if
true.
you're a survivor, you'll still be terrorized.
Yeah.
And also, we'll be bringing a new map. So Jay has come here to join us. And if you have watched streams before, you would know Jay from such hits as Chucky and also Dracula. Jay is the killer designer on both of those, as well as Springtrap. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I'm excited to be here.
I'm also excited for you to be here, Jay. So let's
So
get
he's
into it.
the head
So
behind
as
some
I
of the
mentioned, we
more
worked on some pretty iconic
nuanced
licenses
killer
already.
designs.
So when you were assigned Five Nights at Freddy's, what was it like when you first started working on that chapter?
It was really interesting. I didn't have a lot of experience with it. Excuse me, my throats are a little dry today. I was obviously aware of it. I mean, everybody is. It's become so iconic in such a short period of time. But I'm going to be honest, I didn't really realize how kind of deep the lore and the story went.
No one
Before
does.
I started kind of looking into this chapter, so
It's a lot.
It's been cool, and like the story is way more horrifying than I ever thought it would be, to be honest.
Oh yes, despite how cute it is, very horrifying.
Cute
that's
is a.
that's
Have you
very
seen
initial
Springtrap?
common ground
I don't know if I'd
DbD
call him
fans
cute.
have.
Then again,
Deep lore, on both
I
games,
have seen the
what you
fan
can
art.
expect, and once you dig in, it's really cool.
Some
stuff,
of you
and
are
it goes,
nasty.
Like you said, it goes places.
Yeah.
So I guess the way you mentioned it, sounds like you had to do a lot of research.
But
to
it
get
is
up to speed.
subjective, of
Yeah,
course.
for sure. You know, one of my favorite things about doing licenses like this is they give me they give me an excuse, I guess, a reason to become like a real big nerd about one specific franchise or IP, and that's always amazing. You know, Chucky, I got to watch all the movies, and Dracula, we played the games and watched stuff. So this one, I did the same thing. I jumped in. My main thing was YouTube and Twitch, watching streams. I watched 60 to 70 hours of content.
I'm so sorry. I wonder how much of that was game theory.
Streamers, I guess we can say. All through all the games, including the VR stuff and things, you know, not just to see the games and how they played, but also the players, how they react, the community, how they react, what kind of, getting the inspiration for the experience of FNAF and Five Nights at Freddy's,
Cool.
excuse me.
It's important to
And I
understand the
think
source
that's a really
material
special thing. You
pretty
didn't
well.
just, tackle it from a mechanics point of view. You wanted to understand the community. You wanted to understand the players, make them feel as welcome in DbD as possible. Dead by Daylight, sorry. No, we're going to be doing this a lot. It's just quicker to use acronyms. So I think that's a great touch. So any surprises you found along the way as you were doing that?
Yeah, I mean, this won't be a surprise to most people, but it was to me, was, like I said, just how passionate the community is. They're like you said, it's very
Again,
similar to DbD.
I've seen the fan art.
Very passionate fans and very passionate community. People who kind of
You guys are
trailers,
nasty.
they watch gameplay and they pixel peep.
Oh, yeah.
And they kind of start stringing things together. And I imagine there's at least a few Five Nights fans with like the boards with pictures and the string all over.
Cut to Matt Pat, like circa
which Jay, you're
2020.
famous for with Dracula. Hand drew some meme-worthy art, so maybe we'll have some more. But yeah, they're probably picking apart our outfits as we speak. Like, what does it mean? What is it? I just wanted people to see my cool new mint-colored shoes. That's all.
I just wanted people to see. I don't know if I can show it. My daughter bought me Freddy Fazbear socks for Christmas.
Got Freddy
Very
on the feet.
cute. Very
likewise,
cute.
My son gave me his Freddy plush for good luck today. So we are loving it over here. So before we jump into the gameplay, why don't you tell us about how you started to approach the design of Springtrap?
Yeah, it was a really interesting one because obviously, if you know both games, gameplay-wise, they're pretty diametrically opposed. Five Nights at Freddy's is really about sitting still. You manage resources, particularly the battery, and try not to get killed. Whereas DbD is all about moving around, doing the gens. If you sit still, you're gonna get yourself
Not
killed.
a good strategy.
It's not a great idea. So it really became about kind of nailing down what the quintessential Five Nights at Freddy's experience is. Things like the security office, the battery power, all those amazing jump scares, and just kind of figuring out how to adapt that into the context of DbD.
Okay.
So with that transition, let's get into Springtrap specifically and his gameplay.
Yeah. So one of the goals for Springtrap was to figure out how to lean into those jump scares, which are kind of the thing about the Five Nights at Freddy's games, right? Without making him just a straight up stealth killer, which was something we wanted to avoid.
Okay.
So I had this idea of doing something that we'd never really tried before, where we focus Springtrap kind of as a grab-based killer, because we have grabs in DbD. They are inherently jump
Hey, he's
scares
looking
into
cool.
themselves. It's right there. So we just kind of leaned into that and
Not an axe. A lot of people were speculating an axe,
There it is right there
like
on
a
the screen there.
kitchen
is,
knife.
yeah.
Like a
We even have another one of him doing a little bit of a grab.
Yeah.
Yes.
very cool.
And yeah, and
Oh,
we
you
also
see
gave him a pretty
him
neat projectile,
inside
which
it.
is really
Very cool.
So Springtrap has 2 weapons. I get to finally announce. I know the community have been talking about it. So he has a large pizza knife as his main weapon, and a heavy fire axe.
Oh shit! They did do the axe.
So, let's talk about
Okay.
the axe. How do you use the axe? How's it different from projectiles that other characters in Dead by Daylight use?
Yeah, so it's a very.
Oh, it's a
unique-
projectile?
It's not gonna play like any other projectile killer that you've tried before. We wanted to do something a little bit interesting with it. So if you throw the axe and it hits something in the environment, whether it's a missed shot or it's deliberate, it creates an AoE that lasts about 15 seconds. And if a survivor walks through it, you get killer instinct on them for a short period of time.
Okay.
The survivor with it kind of gets lodged in their back while you're chasing.
Kind of have an axe lodged in their back.
Just a
No
little
big
bit.
deal.
So they can remove it manually, or they can do it quicker in co-op with another survivor.
Okay.
Springtrap, you can also retrieve it yourself if you get in close. You can skip kind of the steps of downing the survivor and picking them them up. You get in close to a survivor that has the axe embedded in them. You click the button, you grab the axe and the survivor at the same time.
Ooh.
You get a cool little jump scare, and then you're carrying them on your shoulder. A couple of little notes.
Okay.
One of them is while you have your projectile available.
Oh,
you
jeez,
can move
that's
4.4 meters per second.
that has to
It's
be a part of the Mori. I'm pretty sure
but
that looks
once
so
you throw
cool.
the axe, you actually move at 4.6
Aha.
meters per second. It's something that we've never really done base kit for a killer. It makes for some really interesting tactical choices. meaning
Okay.
that, you have to recall the axe manually. It never comes back to you automatically.
God, that looks
so.
so cool.
You can make a mistake. But yeah, as long as it's in the environment or in a survivor or whatever it is, you have to manually recall it.
So it lightens his load a little bit, makes him a bit faster.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that brings us to another
Interesting.
play, and I think super iconic to Five Nights at Freddy's, the security office.
Yeah.
Let's get into that.
Yeah. So it was really important for us to give the killer and the survivor a really kind of interesting shared experience in that space, which allowed us to also lean into the jump scares. And some of the ways we came up with was to introduce a security office, which is part of any trial that Springtrap is the killer. It's part of his power, but it acts as kind of a transitionary space. So we have 7 doors that appear randomly.
Okay,
on
we
the map,
saw
chess
these
blocks,
during
and
PAX.
you
Yeah,
can
that's
use
the image we saw
survivors
during
or killers
PAX.
to teleport around the map.
Yeah, there
Okay.
will be a door.
There it is. And survivors can also use them for surveillance. So as a survivor, you interact with the door. It brings up the camera view. You'll get the kind of iconic map view in the bottom right of all the different cameras. On the bottom left, you'll see your battery power, which we'll talk about in a second.
Okay.
You can see what's going on in the other doors. You can switch between doors. If you see something that, if it looks safe on the other end, you press the button. Your character goes into the security office, and then it's kind of like a hands-off, almost like a theme park experience where you see this first-person view going through the office, which is really cool.
And one thing you mentioned, again, just in case we have new
I
folks
hope we get to
playing,
see footage of this.
Regardless of what map you're playing on, this
Yes.
functionality, the security room will be there as long as Springtrap is the killer in the match.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
cool.
And
Yeah, I think that's
as
pretty much a
survivor,
given.
If you happen to see Springtrap through a camera, if you train your camera on him for a few seconds, he'll be revealed for a little bit for the whole survivor team.
Ah. Okay.
And what about if, like, what
Sort
if
of like with
Springtrap goes in at
Ghostface,
the same
or if you
time
stare at
and a
Ghostface while they're
survivor goes in at a
stalking,
different door and they meet?
you just
Yeah,
You reveal them.
Since they can both use the doors in the security office,
Yeah.
we wanted to make sure that there was an opportunity for that interaction. So if a survivor is moving through that space from one door to the other, and Springtrap, excuse me, chooses one of those 2 doors, whether the one they're coming from or the one they're going to, he'll interrupt them in the security office for a fun little surprise.
Ooh,
that's cool.
awesome.
I like
love
that.
all the little touches that the team has planted in there like that. I think the fans are really gonna
Very
love it.
cool. I like that.
Including this, you mentioned the battery. Managing the battery is part of this as well. So how's that work in DbD?
Yeah, so survivors share a universal battery. It's shared amongst all of them. It drains a little bit, kind of ticks down per second while you're using the cameras. So you want
Oh.
players to just be the man in the chair
Yeah.
and just sitting there and telling all their friends.
Okay.
So it drains a little bit using the teleporter to move around the map, takes off a big old chunk in one shot, and then you have to kind of manage that battery as a team. It slowly recharges on its own over time, but you have to kind of manage when and where you're using it. If the battery does run out,
Interesting. Okay, so yeah, that's a good choice, making it a universal
shut down for
battery.
45 seconds.
Because yeah, there are going to be some people who
affected by the battery.
will just
So,
kind of like sit around
survivors have kind of
and abuse it and
overplayed
not
the game, and they shut
interact with the
security office
game.
down.
If
They've
you
kind of
just
given up
make it
their
in,
one,
if you don't have that
bit
battery
of power
deplete,
in
like
this chapter, and
for
Springtrap
each
can still
individual
use the doors
person,
to bounce around and
Oh,
do whatever
dangerous.
it
you want to try to make sure that
Dangerous.
everyone is playing the game.
Fantastic.
Um,
But what about disabling the doors?
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah. So,
Oh, okay.
to go back to the axe, if the killer hits either a camera or a door, the whole thing, with their axe, that door and the camera becomes unavailable to survivors. They can't use it to teleport away. They can't teleport to that door, and they can't see through the camera that's been disabled.
Got it.
When the killer retrieves it, that effect lingers a little bit. It becomes a really cool way of like, I need to scope this area out, but I don't want to be revealed or seen. You can disable the door, move around, use it to fake the survivors out.
Got it. But it's not permanent. The door can be
Okay.
used again after the axe has been retrieved.
Unless
So
a
it's
shotgun.
probably just gonna be like a
Survivors can't
shove
use
the
it.
axe handle into the door kind of
Okay,
thing.
so speaking about moving
Okay.
around the map, which
Yeah.
it sounds like we have a new exciting way to do that. One of the coolest things about the chapter, in fact, is the map. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is
Let me see
now
it.
a new map, a new
Show
level
me.
in Dead by Daylight for DbD fans, specifically in the Withered Isle realm.
Of
So what can you
course.
tell us about the map?
Yeah, so the art team and the level design team, much like me, they did a ton of research, and like I don't say this just because we're doing the stream here, but it's becoming one of my favorite maps. I love it so much.
The Withered
So
Isle, I
really
know they
worked
said
out
they're
hard
gonna
at
start
kind of
doing
integrating a lot
like
of opportunities for
pushing
jump
that
scares into
realm
killer gameplay.
more.
Their team really wanted
It
to
seems
make
like they're
sure
really
that
doing it.
They did the same when it comes to things like Easter eggs and scares around the map. So it really pays off if you're kind of an exploratory player a little bit.
Amazing. So are there some areas that you want to shout out that Five Nights at Freddy's fans might recognize?
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a lot. You'll see a lot of small references and stuff, but obviously we've recreated a lot of kind of the iconic areas from the game. But we're also letting you exit the pizzeria to explore the outside a little bit, which is really cool. And we wanted to kind of add a little bit more space to allow for more dynamic chases and whatnot.
Yeah.
But for the rooms, we've got the lobby, we've got the dining hall, of course,
Yep.
with the full animatronic band on stage. It's very cool. And we have the arcade, which is, it's all very kind of creepily
Showing
decorated
more
like
of
a
the stuff
birthday
from
party.
PAX. Yeah, these are
You know,
more of the
with
video, the
kitchen,
photos that we've seen
even
from
the mechanical
PAX.
room, which is cool. And
We can
Oh, yeah,
see a
there you
little
go,
glimpse
yeah.
right there too.
yeah, so altogether, this should kind of feel like I guess a formerly working
Yes.
pizzeria. And, of course, since it's Dead by Daylight, the entity's weird pustules and deformations are everywhere to remind you exactly of where you still are and
You're
where
making
you're
a
stuck.
judgment call on those pustules there, Jay.
But if you're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, I think you're really gonna love the map. They've done a lot of really cool work.
Yeah, it's super fun. And it looks really good too. The art team did knock it out of the park. But also with Springtrap wandering around, it's like a terror. And I think for Five Nights at Freddy's fans, like
I think what might end
You're
up
gonna be
happening
familiar
is I
characters,
might install the PTB and then
one other nice thing that we did mention
we'll
on the PAX
probably
broadcast, but I do want to mention
play
it again.
with
We're gonna have
bots.
a separate queue for this map specifically, which means
Yes.
you want to go to the game and you just want to check out the map. Normally, in the past, you'd be in the general rotation of maps and all that. Now you can go straight in just to the pizzeria without having to hope that you get there. So it's going to be its own.
That is pretty
queue when
cool.
you
I
join
do
the
like
pizzeria.
that,
Yeah,
where
and
it's just like
that's
its own
a good
individual.
Any chapter with a new map will have a unique queue for that new map.
Oh, so it's not even just for this one. It's gonna be for any.
Okay,
chapter that
let's
has its
have
own
tips
unique
for
map.
survivors and
That's
for killer
cool.
players.
I actually
Yeah,
really
so
like that.
For the killer,
Good idea.
Trap, get used to the arc of the projectile. As I said, it's super unique compared to other projectile killers. We've done something that really allows you to kind of pull off some pretty gnarly trick shots. We've seen some really interesting
Okay.
ones in our internal playtest. It's been super fun. So test that out, get used to it, and take advantage of the jump scares.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you're playing with your friends, hearing them shout in your ear is always a great time.
Yes.
But for survivors, take advantage of the cameras and the doors. It may seem a little unsafe because you can be interrupted or whatever, but they're really valuable tools if you get used to them and you use it to reveal the killer and kind of scoping out the area. You'll get more of an advantage out of them than I think you realize at first.
Heck yeah.
But yeah.
Well, Jay, thank you so much, as
Thank you.
always, for joining us on the couch with your wonderful work and the fun stuff that you've planned.
It's gonna be very exciting.
Soon enough, people will get to play around with it. I know you're
Yeah.
going to be glued to your Twitch screen so you
Oh,
can watch
yes.
people play it and test it out. Thank you so much for joining us. The show must roll on. So next, we're going to bring out our friend Justin Banks to fill you in on DbD's anniversary event that's right around the corner.
Hey, here we go.
Bye, everybody.
Oh. The final Twisted Masquerade. I see Philip. I see Wraith weapon, I'm assuming. Wraith's getting a cosmetic here. Are they just gonna... If you say final Twisted Masquerade, I'm assuming that means they're probably gonna give a mask to everybody else then? They're just gonna cover all the characters who don't have one? Which is actually, I think, is a decent amount. checking to see just how many there actually are. Oh,
Okay, so one of oh my god, my throat. I died. But one of the best things for Dead by Daylight that makes me really excited around this time of year is that there's always something to celebrate. And this year is no different. Because not only are we welcoming in Five Nights at Freddy's to the Fog, but also our anniversary event is right around the corner. So, what better way to party and welcome back the anniversary event and get ourselves nice and warm by the fire than with Justin Banks?
Thank you, Dork. I'm really happy to be back with all you guys out there. It's another masquerade, another year where they dust me off, take me out of the locker, and get ready to talk to you guys about what is happening for this year's masquerade.
Yeah, and I'm super excited to hear how we're going to be partying it up in this year's anniversary event.
Yeah, so there's lots of stuff going on, and it's a special one because, as I think you saw by the title just before, after 4 years, this is going to be our final masquerade. We have lots of laughs, lots of fun, and the response to all of the gameplay.
sorry. Amber's also on the phone.
Have all been incredible since we got
Okay,
started.
so it looks like the main
our
ones
final
are.
masquerade
Oh, okay.
is actually going to start in about a month and run from June 25th to July 16th.
Okay, so about a
We're sad
week
to
or
see it
so
go. I
after
mean, it
the
was a
Five Nights at Freddy's
really
chapter.
fun theme that we worked on internally. We've had a gas working on it every single year.
It looks like
But
the
we're gonna
main
close out with
folks
one
this time
last
around
big
are
drop
Wraith and I
before
guess
moving on to
David.
something completely brand new for our 10th anniversary next year. So I don't want to hype, I don't want to tease, but come back a year from now and we're gonna have something really special for you.
I'm
Okay,
really
cool.
excited to see what we come up with. But also
They bring
in
back
terms
original
of
Dead by
actual
Daylight.
gameplay, when we're talking about the return of Twisted Masquerade, is it true that the team decided to work on fine-tuning what we've currently got?
It's
instead
the
of
old
adding,
versions of maps,
things
old
to the
shaders.
whole shebang?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a few things that we're doing to really focus on the quality of life of the game overall. So
Okay.
you've seen all of you guys out there. I don't even know which camera I'm looking at. That one.
This
All of you guys out there, you've all seen how we are pushing for quality of life. We want to make sure that it's the game that, it's the game you guys deserve. You've stuck with us for such a long time. We're fixing long-standing bugs. We're adding features to just improve your overall experience. And we want that to translate to how we deal with events as well. So we've made the decision to focus a lot of our resources on that quality of life and less so on adding to new gameplay features for this final Twisted Masquerade event.
Okay,
So
that's fair.
in terms of that, then, what can players expect to see returning to the Fog with this Twisted Masquerade?
So returning, well, I can just summarize by saying all the really cool stuff that we've done before. Again, it's fun to work on this stuff year after year.
I'm assuming we're
So
bringing
what
back the
we're coming
invitations and stuff like
are
that.
The invitation powers.
Yep.
That are super fun that you can collect as survivor or killer, and you'll have different powers to use their charges for as the match goes on. We are bringing back the bag of tricks that we introduced last year.
Fair enough.
Which creates a random effect on the match.
That one is
happens
really fun. I
based on
do
the
like
progression
the random
of
effects.
including generators accumulated with whichever hook stages are at to really keep things dynamic, keep it moving. We're also bringing back Father Campbell's chapel, decorated, for the entire party.
Nice.
And it's still all the same decorations as last year, but we're signaling the party's coming to an end over
dwindling
there.
down.
Yeah. And we'll even have a little bit of Five Nights at Freddy's theming showing up in our anniversary lobby.
Okay, I love the fact that
It's
the
just
lobby
pizza
is gonna
boxes
be like
everywhere.
A party in more ways than one. Plus,
It's a
also
pizza
returning
party.
content. I mean, what's not to love there? I cannot wait to get my hands on my invitation just to cause ruckus. So, when you're talking about the quality of life, though, are the players going to be able to experience that in the gameplay with Twisted Masquerade this year?
Absolutely. So when we were looking at how quality of life applies to, let's say, the game as a whole,
Okay.
we're saying, well, there are some elements of events that could work better for a better player experience. So while by
Okay.
and large everything from the event was really well received, we know people enjoy the invitation powers, the
Yeah.
bag of tricks, etc. there was one big friction point from last year that we wanted to fix, which was the remote hook power for the invitations.
Yeah.
So we've tweaked that a little bit just to apply some quality of life to this event itself, to make sure that as a killer is using it, it's no longer instant. You can't just look at a hook and bam, the survivor goes there.
Okay.
Now what will happen is the survivor has to look at a hook, they'll hold a button for a period of time, and then the survivor will be teleported. And it will also be obvious that the killer is doing this so the survivors have time for their counterplay to make them drop their partner. So we're really hoping that creates some more friendly gameplay, some less abusive elements,
It adds a little bit of dynamic,
party for
makes it more dynamic essentially.
It's gonna be great. I'm really
Remote hooks
excited for that, yeah.
were pretty nice, but also a little bit frustrating.
Last year we pulled back the curtain on our host of the anniversary that we've shown around in quite a few assets. We showed off last year in a lot
Trix.
of ways.
We remember.
Our darling Trix.
Yeah.
So since this is the last masquerade, her presence is going to be a little less felt, so you won't hear her or see her as often.
Oh.
And then she'll just be, with the masquerade, fading away into the fog, you could say.
Oh, that's really sad that we're going to see her fading away, but I understand. At least we get
That's
to
a bit
enjoy
of a
her while we
shame.
still have her.
Yep.
That's a bit of a
So,
shame.
with
I
this
actually
being
really liked
so
it.
raw, what does this
Trix
mean
was
for the
pretty
Twisted
much
Masquerade
like
rewards
our
and outfits?
first proper
So this is probably one of my favorite parts to
NPC,
talk about
like
because when we
in-game
see these
NPC.
concepts every year, it's amazing. These are so creative and fun to work on. So we wanted to use our final Twisted Masquerade as a way to catch up on all original characters who did not previously have a mask or outfit.
Cool.
So what you would see here is that we are adding masks for any survivors that are originals that did not previously have a mask.
Which,
So
that's actually kind of crazy.
Victorio, Jake, Tori, Sable, Claudette, and Aurella.
I think it's
And then
damning
on the
that.
side, we only had one that's missing a mask, so we have a mask for Houndmaster. And
See,
then
that's crazy.
what we have to supplement that to keep 6 collectible pieces per roll is 5 killer anniversary weapons that look amazing. For that, we've
Ooh.
got one for Trapper, Nurse, Huntress, Doctor, and Spirit.
I
That looks
cannot
really
wait
cool.
To get my hands on that spirit one.
Yeah, oh my god, they all look so damn good.
So good.
And we've not left out 2 other characters because those are going to get the fully earnable outfits.
Okay.
From the
So
events.
David
We've got
and
King
Wraith.
And the Wraith.
Yeah.
Fully decked out.
The Wraith
ready
one
to
looks
celebrate
really
the
good.
party. So with that, we are
So this is the
casting stuff
second
on all of our
anniversary
original
cosmetic
characters,
that I
making
think
sure
Wraith's
that
gotten, if I remember right.
everyone is able to dress for the party for our final masquerade, which I think is really cool.
It's super cool.
And one thing that we've started to do over the past few years is introduce what I'm calling guests to the party.
Okay.
So some licensed characters who are getting outfits. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, so stay tuned for Hollis's section after, as he shows you who is guest starring at the party.
Okay.
And hopefully they've rolled a nat 20 on style.
Oh, maybe a spoiler there.
Okay, so I know a lot of people are going to be thinking about this, myself included. I'm very curious. So
Way to
when it comes
ruin
the
it, dork.
time-limited Twisted Masquerade collection and the items, what happened?
I'm very
So-
curious.
As we've done for events and event collections in the past, like this one, we have it only available during the period of the event, and then when the event happens again next year, all of the previous iterations come back in the store. Since this is the last masquerade, what we're doing is going to be a little different. We have to adapt because we don't want these to fade away forever. So we are tentatively planning for these to come back in the store permanently at a certain point in the future.
Okay.
So I can't give specifics exactly when that is going to be.
Cool.
So when this masquerade ends, everything will disappear. And when we know when they are coming back, we are certainly.
That's actually really nice. I did miss getting the ghost face and the pig cosmetics.
Later,
I think those are the only anniversary cosmetics I missed, but that's also because
this time of year,
those ones are
anniversary is
also
like a huge
licensed, so
thing
it's
for
you have to
any
pay money for those.
So this is a huge win, I know. But also, aren't we doing something else to make this a little bit more special?
Absolutely. So I was talking about how we want to make sure all of our originals have masks or outfits to celebrate the party, but we want to make sure that all of our players have access to all of these originals too to celebrate with. So what we're doing is we're putting all of our original characters on free trial for the entire duration of the event. So
That's cool.
if there's a survivor, a killer
That's
that
really
you've
cool.
not ever played before, you've been interested about, pick them up, play them in the normal queue, play them in the event queue, really go nuts. And then if you actually want to keep them, we're going to have some really sick sales going on. So, get them at a really nice price and keep
That's really
celebrating
good.
with them.
That's really
awesome,
cool.
Justin. Thank you so much
Hell yeah.
for giving us the full rundown
That's a good
on
way
the
to introduce a
anniversary
lot of
event
new
and the
players,
Twisted Masquerade.
especially
So
because
sad to hear
they
that it's
probably
gonna be
know
going
a
soon,
lot of
but
new people are
we're gonna
coming
keep it
in
together.
for the
It's good
Five
right
Nights
off
at
the
Freddy's
bat.
chapter.
At
So
least we had
making
that.
all the
At least we had
original
that.
characters
All right, so
available
next up,
for
joining me on the couch
an
is going to be
extended,
a
like
new
for
face
free
to
for
the
an
stream,
extended
so
period of
please
time.
join me in the chat
Awesome.
with a warm welcome for Hollis, who's going to be giving us a full rundown on the latest collections that'll be rolling into the fog.
It's cosmetic time, baby. Excuse me. I will say some of these probably won't be surprises because on the Dead by Daylight website, they do have an upcoming collection section now. So there are some of these that we're probably gonna know about. Oh, we lagging? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stream? Oh no, oh, we're back. We're so back. Welcome on in. Welcome on in, Scythe.
About your role, real quick.
There we go. Okay.
So my day-to-day consists mostly of scheduling and setting things up for the
We're good.
in-game store.
Also, please
So stuff
correct me
like
if I
the
mispronounce your name.
Banners, featured outfits, the bundles,
Okay.
gifts, sales,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've also worked on a few of the collections you guys may have seen in the store. So Autumn Fashion, Chrysalis, Noir,
Okay.
Tales from the Deep, and the Forgotten Myth collection. And on that note,
Okay.
speaking of content creation, I am sort of moving further in that direction as I'll be the person heading up charms and player cards going forward.
Okay.
Ah.
Player cards.
Cool, cool, cool.
That was actually one thing we missed to talk about in our last segment. I was just sitting down with Justin,
Uh-oh.
where we're going to have badges and banners coming in as other things in the event. I'm super excited.
Okay.
But also, thank you for the Chrysalis collection. Oh my God, I'm a huge Chrysalis fan. But with all that said, like I said, I just sat down with Justin and they gave us a full rundown about the Twisted Masquerade when it comes to in-game earnables. But what can you tell us about what's going to happen store side?
Yeah, so just mentioned we have some really cool exclusive event rewards. We also have some exclusive store rewards for Twisted Masquerade.
Okay.
This time around, we have some outfits for the Lich Vector.
Yes.
Who's wearing his Masquerade Lich outfit.
Okay.
As well as Bamar, who is wearing his Masquerade musician outfit. And man, I wish I could grow a
Sick.
mustache like that.
It's magnificent.
Sick.
Beautiful.
That Vecna
Plus,
one,
as always,
I think we
all
need to
masks
see it
and outfits from
in
previous
game.
years will also be returning to the store. You'll even be able to find a few select masks and bundles for Killer and Survivor.
Cool.
And for anyone who may have missed Twisted Masquerade last year, we'll also have a bundle with rewards from that. So the Unknown outfit, the player cards, and the charms.
Cool.
And all that will be available in the store on June 25th with the start of the event.
Okay.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So is there
Very
gonna
good.
be any like fantastic sales happening as well?
There might be.
The Vecna one, yeah, I
So
think
we're
we
finishing
have
off
to see
almost
what it's
everything
in
store
game.
for outfits released before the Five Nights at Freddy's chapter.
Okay.
On top of that, we'll be doing 25 to 50% off almost all the characters. And as Justin mentioned, if you find a character you like during the free trials, it's a great time to pick them up and add them to your roster.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So and as obviously,
Damn you. Damn you.
we kind of touched on it. Brace yourself. This is a bit emotional. But after this, the party will be over. It'll be our. I
This
know,
is so
I know, I
much.
know, I know, I know. Let's keep it together.
Tricks, don't leave me.
Let's keep it together. But we're gonna be okay.
And along with it, the Five Nights at Freddy's collection. Now, as you
Okay,
know,
hang
we
on.
only
Wait.
have one of the outfits at PAX, but we got a few more to show off today that no one's seen quite yet.
Okay.
Okay.
But in case you did miss PAX, first of all, what are you doing?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You would have saw that we revealed a yellow rabbit
Yeah.
Springtrap. This is an incredible outfit from the Five Nights at
God,
Freddy's
he's
movie.
so tall.
Features the likeness of Matthew Lillard.
He's
who played
so
Matthew
fucking
on
tall.
screen before the Springlock
Oh.
really turns him into Springtrap. Now, this outfit has original voiceover from Matthew Lillard.
God,
who
it's
was
so
recorded in
cool.
Twilight, as well as some special voiceover and animations in the lobby.
Okay, I cannot wait to get my hands on that.
Okay.
Now, are there going to be other versions of Springtrap coming into the fog as well?
There is. We also have a Glitch Trap, a legendary outfit for Springtrap. Now, Glitch Trap first appeared in Finance of Freddy's and sequel Wanted 2, where he played a very crucial role in the story. So it's amazing as part of his collection.
Oh, yeah, it looks like just straight 1-to-1. All right, hell yeah.
Portrait badge of those characters as well. So Glitch Trap portrait badge for Glitch Trap, and a yellow rabbit.
So you get little profile badges for that too.
We also
Sick.
have two very rare outfits for Springtrap, which are both taken from Finance of Freddy's Special Delivery, the mobile AR game. These are Clown Springtrap and Toxic Springtrap. Now, Clown Springtrap
Very cool.
is pretty much straight from the game, looking just like fans will remember him. But we put our own twist on Toxic Springtrap to really make him our own. But that's not all. For the survivors out there who want to show their love for FNAF,
Cool.
there'll be Freddy Fazbear's t-shirts available for all original survivors. You can buy them individually or bundled together at a discount.
That's going to be great. I mean, I
That's-
love, like,
yeah,
the shirts especially
fair.
because it gives them this nice cool
A
casual
good
look.
pay to lose
Because of that,
t-shirt.
it's why I love
Very
the
nice and
next
bright. I
collection
like it.
coming out.
We're gonna see a
Very good
lot of
describe
those.
because This, outfit, this collection is simply called the Casual Collection.
Ah.
And as the name implies, it focuses on streetwear and casual clothing, letting us add more variety to characters who've kind of been stuck with one look in the past. So, for example, a guy like Gabriel, who's often portrayed in space-themed outfits.
Hey,
something more
sick.
casual to show a different
New
side of his
Gabriel
story.
outfit. Very cool.
So good.
He's a handsome man, isn't
Handsome
he?
man.
Handsome.
I like that. Hell
On
yeah.
top of Gabriel, we also have outfits for Tori, who will be taking a break from her cult robes.
That looks so good.
One I know
I
you're
like that.
very excited about, which is Talita, who is getting
Hey,
some
new Talita skin. Karn is gonna be very happy
Talita
about
about that.
mentioned, yes,
Whoa.
pants.
Thank you, Eric. We love pants.
Pants.
Chat, spam pants emotes.
Yeah.
I don't know if those exist. And finally, we have an outfit for Hattie as well. And this collection will
New
be
Hattie.
on July 2nd, right at the
Or
same
don't show it.
I
Okay.
cannot wait. Obviously, I'm very excited for pants.
Pants.
Pants. But with that, I mean, especially because like with the pants, I get to be nice and comfortable while I'm hanging on the hook. I mean, I'm gonna be there anyway, so I might as well be comfortable, right?
It'd also be awkward if you were on the hook with no pants.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad, Hollis. But we also want the killers to be nice and comfortable as well while they're slaying and putting people on hooks, which reminds me why we're bringing up the Boulay Brothers collection, which will be joining the fog.
Oh,
on
are we gonna
July
finally see it?
8th, coming in with a very rare for the Huntress and a legendary for the Artist.
That's right. And since the artist outfit is a legendary outfit inspired by the Boulay
Oh
Brothers.
no, we did
themselves,
see it. Yeah,
that one will
it looks
be
really
an
good.
exclusive
That
Boulay
one looks good.
Brothers portrait
They said there's
badge.
one for Huntress.
Yes, can't. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, that's
So
right.
excited to get my
Yep.
hands on that.
Oh,
Sneak preview.
Sneak preview.
uh-oh.
Well, I mean,
They're really
this is the
getting
best
used to the new
segue
studio.
Talking about a fan favorite.
That's right. I forgot the winner. They did show us the winner for the cosmetic, the winning cosmetic based on the
Know what the Waterfront Master Collection is
the winning
many of
outfit.
each gone terribly, horribly wrong for our characters. This time around, we have outfits for Elodie, Orella, Ace, and
Okay.
Xenomorph. So Elodie and Orella are both getting some sun.
Hello,
which we really
Ace.
thought each of them would enjoy. And then
Jeez.
there's Ace, who is doing the same, but in a more classic Ace fashion. And his
Yeah.
outfit is something special.
It's very special.
He's
What's a
rocking
xenomorph?
Speedo and what seems to be a very short robe. And don't worry, to all the people out there, I can hear you typing in chat. I can confirm this outfit is mix and match. So
Oh, thank God.
you can go ahead and make those speedos a part of whatever outfit you like.
Okay.
If you want to put it with the top hat from the Alice in Wonderland collection, you can. We're not going to stop you. That's called fashion.
All right.
Finally,
Fair.
we worked closely with 20th Century Games on our take of an aquatic xenomorph. It's inspired by kind of an anglerfish look, and we're really happy with how it turned out. It's very creepy, very cool, and honestly would not want to run into that while swimming.
Oh my
Absolutely
God.
not.
And you can expect the Waterfront Massacre Collection, as well as Ace's Speedo, to be available in the store on July 16th.
I already know. a
Okay.
very distinct
Okay,
group
couple
of
months
people who are
out.
Playing nothing but Ace,
Dude, the
Prince
Xenomorph.
of
Xenomorph's been getting some really good
DbD,
skins recently, which is
and
very
they're gonna be
cool.
wearing the hell out of that
Yeah,
Speedo.
so with these collections, we have Pants Gang and No Pants Gang now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Choose your size.
Everyone's gonna be wearing that
Thank you
Ace,
so much for
that
joining
Ace
me on
skin.
the couch to talk about all the latest
Everyone's
collections
gonna be
that are
wearing that
coming
Ace
into the
skin.
fog. I'm super excited, and it was great to have you, Hollis.
Oh, thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
It was so much fun. So next, I'm going to be on the couch here with Eric for all of our Dead by Daylight creators out there to talk about the
creator code stuff.
program. So stay tuned.
Here we go. Time to learn about the creator codes.
We're back. How about them pants?
If there was no sound effect, that would be so funny.
Yeah. New stream capabilities, the technology is amazing.
Can't believe it. They're so
Just a quick
brave
note,
for
when I
adding
see people,
pants.
They search
So
for
brave.
whatever the Hattie cosmetic is. We just didn't have an image for it. I'm sorry. So please just stay tuned a little longer. It's great. All right. Now we're going to talk about the creator program. So at PAX a
How
few
dare
weeks
you.
ago,
At least they
a
admitted it.
couple times we did a big stream there. We did mention there's a new creator program on the horizon with more details on the next stream, which is this stream. So let's do that. It's today, so we've got more details to share. So the current creator program, as you probably know, is called the Fog Whisperers.
Yeah.
They're an amazing group of people that I've gotten to meet a bunch of now. Very thankful for that. They're awesome. They're content creators on all things Dead by Daylight, and it's while many of those relationships are going to continue for sure, it's also time that we're going to open the door to new folks. This is something we've heard a lot of. How
Cool.
can I get into the program? So
Yeah.
that's what we're going to start doing. So for starters, we're actually going to retire the name Fog Whisperers, so that crew remains in the stratosphere as the Fog Whisperer Pantheon. And we're rebranding it as the Dead by Daylight Creator Program. Yes.
Yes, but don't worry, for anyone wondering, most Fog Whisperers are still staying on with us as pillars of our new creator group. So do not worry about that.
Most,
And
not
as
all.
the name, actually, the goal of our creator program is to make partnering with Dead by Daylight even easier and better for the creators involved.
Cool.
We're expanding the benefits attached to working with us, and we'll be welcoming an even wider range of personalities and content focused on the game.
Cool.
So if you're a creator and you've always wanted to work with Dead by Daylight, now is the time to make that happen.
Yes. So some benefits that we're being explicit about that Dork mentioned include opportunities like access to live events, like PAX we were just at.
Cool.
Giveaways for your communities.
Awesome.
New ways to engage with the game, like getting regular updates on major releases before anyone else gets those updates. Early access opportunities to stream and capture content, and even be featured in our content, like on streams like today.
Cool.
So we're going to be testing out something other than that, which is really cool because I get to work directly on it, called Support a Creator program. It's a program within a program, I suppose.
Yep, it's a
But your Support a Creator
substrate.
has become kind of a industry standard thing you might be familiar with. It's a chance for you as the community of a streamer or YouTuber or whatever to support your favorite creator with your purchases in the game. You don't need to pay any extra, but you put in their creator code and they get a cut of the Oryx cells that you're buying in Dead by Daylight. So we're going to do a little pilot of that, see how it goes. If it goes well, we do hope to roll it out.
It's Oryx cells, which is actually pretty sick.
Oh yes. It wouldn't be a creator subject without Twitch shirts.
We got to talk about Twitch shirts.
Whew, Twitch
Here we
shirts.
go.
I wake up in the middle of the night thinking of Twitch shirts.
Hot sweats.
Hot sweats. Well, that's just me anyway.
Here we go. This is a
Okay, so
hot
Twitch
debate.
shirts. Twitch shirts has become a big thing, as you know. It was never meant to become a big thing, but also wasn't well defined. How do I get them? Why does that person get them? I don't get them. And I think those are totally fair questions. And actually, we wanted to tie it to the launch of this new creator program, so it was very clear. here's the guidelines to get into the creator program. You get into the creator program, you get a Twitch shirt. So that's the new way of getting the Twitch shirts. The old
That's easy.
throwing them out
That's easy.
randomly method
There's an actual outline.
has been retired for now at least. So if you get into the new creator program, you will be rewarded with a lot of things, but also a Twitch shirt.
Okay.
So I think there's a note on that. So we're going to be granting the upcoming Twitch shirts for our next original Survivor to the creator program folks, and anyone who already has Twitch shirts, you get to hold on to the ones you have, but we won't continue to build your Twitch shirt collection. You got to get into the creator program.
Yes, so if you're interested in adding voice to our community of creators, our Dead by Daylight creator
So if you've
program
already received
website is now
Twitch
live,
shirts,
where
you can
go
still
ahead and
keep
click
them,
conduct,
but you won't get any of the
find out
new
how you
ones
can go ahead and fill the form,
until you
apply
join
to get
the
yourself
creator
started into
program,
program.
the new
So
creator
the
program.
link should already be pinned in chat.
Yep, and our creator team, which is kind of a sister team to our team, it's not us. They're going to be at TwitchCon EU. That's short for Europe. Just from May 31st to June 1st in Rotterdam. So you can go chat with them in person and get more details. Make sure that they become aware of you. What does that mean?
Introduce
What a
yourself.
weird. Thank you. English. I've just learned English. But also a really cool thing we're doing at that TwitchCon is sponsoring the Horror Games Community Meetup. We attended it last year at TwitchCon North America. It was super dope. I got to go and meet a bunch of you cool creators. But now it's sponsored by Dead by Daylight, which is kind of fitting. So you can go and enjoy that and meet some of the team there. Okay, enough about creators. Let's answer some questions from the community. Let's do a Q&A. Nope, sorry. One more thing we're going to do. We're going to talk about the stats tracker I mentioned at the top of the show.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Right?
It's a live stream.
So
folks.
this
It's a live
is
stream.
Going insane.
real quick.
In a
These
couple
are the
of weeks,
eligibility
we're going to be
criteria.
debuting a new feature that you guys have been asking for a long time, which is the official Dead by Daylight stats tracker. So
A
for
2 long
anyone
form,
who
8
knows
plus,
the
or
game,
8
a
short
lot can
form,
happen over the
at
course of the
least
trial.
3
You
minutes
could
long.
win a
Dead by
ton of 'em,
Daylight
get
videos
hooked.
per month.
You could get a
20 hours of Dead by
promotion, get
Daylight per
hooked.
month.
You know, there are plenty of
10,000
things
followers.
happen.
Okay.
Getting hooked.
That seems
Yeah,
pretty,
especially,
honestly, that seems
players
pretty
have
reasonable.
always wanted to know more information about their
I don't
matches,
think that's
and this website is going to
absurd
be
to
key
do.
to getting you that information.
And what I should have done at the start of this, Emil, get ready. I should have said stats tracker and then air horn. So I'm going to try it. Stats tracker! Yep.
Sick.
Yes. We're in the 21st century. Stats are being tracked as far back as September 1st, 2020. That's just a limitation on the data that we have. So
Oh, wow.
back to September 1st, 2020. So you'll be able to see your own personal journey in Dead by Daylight. A random person just walked into the room, and all your milestones over that time.
Okay.
The team has been
Jeez.
the team has been looking at it, actually approaching it like a fitness app, which I think is a cool approach for killers and survivors, which I think would keep you fit, actually, if you're one of those things.
Well, I mean, survivors run all the time.
Yes, yes. So it should be a fun way to track your personal progress.
Yeah.
Okay,
the Stats Track
cool.
website is going to launch on June 17th. and
With
you'll
the
be
Five
able
Nights
to
at Freddy's
access it
chapter,
either
cool.
on desktop or mobile.
Cool.
So
There's
it's
going to be a
super simple to
dedicated
use, and
website.
all you'll need is a behavior account with at least one platform you play Dead by Daylight linked with it.
Okay.
You can also link multiple platforms with cross progression and combine all your stats from wherever you play the game. There's the general statistics page at the start where you can see your global stats like hours played, specific play time, and
That's going to be
matches,
very
total
interesting.
matches, and more. You can also switch between the main stats for killer and survivor.
Yes, select one, and you'll be able to see things.
That's
like
very cool.
who your most played
That's very
characters
cool.
are,
They're going to put
who your
nightlight
characters are for each
into, they're
role.
trying to put nightlight
Dive
into the
further, dig
ground.
into details like emblems, average blood points earned, and even more than that.
But that's really cool. I like
So
that.
we'll
That's
also be
also a
showing you
huge chunk of
super
time.
Useful details like what your top perks were, both in terms of your pick rate, your kill or escape rate.
Oh, yeah,
and
this is
also
just
the
straight up
things that
trying to
really drive the most
take out
success for you
nightlight.
and the way you play the game.
Oh, damn.
And a few more things you might be wondering about. The site will be super current. So meaning your match history will update almost immediately after a match is finished in the game.
Huh.
So stats
Okay,
will
we'll have
also
to take a look
refresh
into
every
that when it
24
launches.
Hours, meaning, where to go? Yeah. If you link a new platform, which some people may be doing, it could take up to 24 hours before you start seeing those platform stats in the tool. And finally,
Gotcha. Okay.
it could change in the future too. This is a first iteration, as with most of the things we put out. First iteration, then we build on it. It's going to focus on 1v4 matches and major seasonal events like Blood Moon, Anniversary, Halloween, and the Winter event.
Fair.
And as of now, custom matches won't be counted in your stats, but we're going to be looking
That's
at
understandable.
adding limited time events like Lights Out, Chaos Shuffle.
I feel like
and
custom
create,
matches
the
shouldn't
feature
count,
down the road.
period.
I can't wait for
'Cause-
Chaos Shuffle for it to tell me how many times I got no mither. I would love that.
Because I feel like having custom matches would askew the results.
Be building on. So there's already a ton in there that we wanted to make sure that is available for players. But if there's anything you want to see added, feel free to let us know on socials so that we can let the team know and see about updating it for the future.
So keep an eye out for more info. We're very close to that release. It's actually going to release alongside this chapter, which is scheduled for June 17th.
Very cool, though.
By the way, so if you
Very cool to have a new
So
official
only a couple
tracker.
weeks away,
And it seems like they
as I
really
tried
are going to
transition
try their
to
best
before, why don't we
to
do a Q&A?
update everything, make it
Yeah,
like
let's jump to it.
concurrent
We have
and
the
then
card thing.
make it immediately
We got 2
available.
minutes. Oh, okay. We're close to PTB time, so we're going to zoom. Okay. We have 2 live streams in 1 month. Five Nights at Freddy's anniversary. We know you've got. Oh Jesus, that's sorry. I'm reading what was written for me. Okay, here's the actual question. There have been complaints about cheats and hackers in the game at the moment. Is there something you can say about how you're addressing this?
The war against cheaters and hackers is a long-standing one, and that's for sure. And while
It's true.
it will always be there, there are definitely steps that we are taking to resolve this as much as possible. So during the upcoming months, you can expect to receive clearer game rules, a code of conduct, and regular updates on our war against cheaters, as well as strengthening our anti-cheat protocols. That's not all
Okay.
we're doing, of course, but there will also be other things that we can't discuss. As we get more and closer to that, we'll be giving you more information on, and we don't want to be giving cheaters and hackers, roundabouts for our protocols.
That's fair.
Yeah, we can't
I don't
give
blame
a
you.
peek behind the curtain.
It's a good thing to do that.
Cheaters are losers. Yesterday, the developer
Agree.
update went live explaining the Go Next prevention. How does this affect survivor perks that allow you to get off the hook? And how will the feature prevent survivors leaving the game early, abandoning their teammates?
So Go Next, otherwise known as giving up on the hook early in the match. Firstly, it ruins the match for everyone involved on the survivor team.
I've
And
said this for years now.
Sometimes they have things that they've got to do too. So frustration around this has been very high as of late, and with the test happening in the PTB, the chance to get off the hook early in the match will be removed, unless you have perks or offerings that affect this. Deliverance and Wicked will stay the same, and their activation conditions have not changed, for example. Playing for the hatch, so when 2 survivors are left and the survivor that is hooked will try to allow themselves to die faster so that the other person can get the hatch. That is still going to happen in the game as well.
All right.
Okay.
With the bulk spending option, so another awesome
Doesn't
quality of life feature
fully answer everything, but it gives a
will we be
little.
allowed to choose what items that we can spend our BP on?
So in this iteration, you could actually choose how many levels you want to spend your blood points on. So you can't currently choose that very specifically.
Honestly, this is the
It's
thing
gonna
I'm
be done
most excited
automatically,
about
and you will receive a
of the
pop-up that
quality of
shows,
life stuff, and that is
what
the
was
thing I'm the
purchased
most excited
after
about
it's
is the
completed, and
bulk
it's gonna
blood
be
point
very
spending.
quick. So we will monitor the feedback on this and see how it performs, and then we'll make some changes moving forward.
Cool.
Oh, this one's for me. What is Eric's favorite animatronic? So people who follow me might remember I put up a picture that my son drew that I thought was Shrek. And then I posted it, and people were like, "That's Springtrap, idiot!" And then everyone speculated Springtrap was coming to the game, which at the time I had zero knowledge of. But because of that, Springtrap for sure is my favorite animatronic because
By default.
I lived through some stuff with that.
There you go. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think for me it would have to be Freddy Fazbear.
Oh yeah,
Safe.
classic.
You gotta go with the classic.
Okay, are you going to continue with the quality of life, in particular the anti-slugging fix?
We are definitely continuing with the quality of life features that we advertised earlier this year.
Cool.
So don't worry about that. With this PTB, we'll be focusing on the Go Next feature, bulk blood point spending, and extreme hiding. Then, in the upcoming releases, we'll be focusing on Phase 2 of the plan, so more information will be available as we head closer to that phase.
I think they revealed it at
This is
PAX,
still a
what
very
Phase
large
2
focus
is
for
looking
us.
like.
This is very important, and we want to be very careful with making sure we're addressing issues in the correct way the first time.
Understandable.
Final question, where is Maurice? If you're new to the game, Maurice is our beloved horse.
I'll be honest, I
who's
didn't
got
even
some
know Maurice
CGI.
was gone. I didn't know Maurice had disappeared
He's been
again.
missing from the game for a few weeks. And I think now is the time to let people know.
Yeah, let me know.
He took a vacation to Japan. I'm serious.
Without me?
Without you, without me. Pretty selfish.
Yeah.
But
If you want a glimpse into his adventure in Japan, you got to play that new Assassin's Creed game.
Oh.
Yeah, Shadows.
Ooh, collab.
Oh.
That's all I'm gonna say. Go
That's
find
right.
out for yourself. Maurice will return soon.
That's right. I forgot that they announced that.
Come back.
So that's it. You've listened to us yammer long enough.
I think
don't
it's
have
the
time, but I
PTB
believe we're
is
already past time.
officially
The
up.
PTB should already be rolling out. Thank you for joining us for a Five Nights at Freddy's official
Properties,
stream, and we hope you're as excited about the
betas.
chapter as we are.
It's not out just
From
yet.
all of the requests, we know you probably are. So thank you so much for sitting here with us. And now it's time for you to go and play the live PTB and test drive Springtrap for the first time.
We've got tons more of amazing content coming your way this year, and the anniversary is also just around the corner. So stay tuned for good stuff to come. And creators, we hope to hear from you soon.
Yes, so thank you everyone for the welcome back to stream messages on Twitter. This is a live stream,
Yes.
dang it. But we will be rolling out into the fog now. So you stay safe out there. Good luck in hiding and hunting.
And let's get one more air horn right now. Thank you, everybody.
A tad bit early, but you got it.
Bye.
Nice. All right.
Oh my god.
Very interesting stuff to see. Very interesting stuff to see. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm happy about that. I think that's pretty sick. But let's see how much longer. I'm checking. Like I said, I don't think we're going to be able to jump into the actual PTB itself today. That's going to have to be a whole other day. But yeah, we're just going to have to let it know. We're just going to have to let it go for now. We'll try to check it out at a later point. I'm trying to take a look and see. I'm gonna hope that it... Come on. I think we have enough time. I think we might have enough time. I'm hoping at least. I do want to look at this Vecna skin again. Like, dude, this Vecna skin is... I think we just have to see it in game. I think it is legitimately the headpiece is what's throwing me off. Like, it looks good. Like, it's very elegant, I think is the word I'm looking for. But the headpiece, I think will take it reminds me very much of Plague. Is very much like a Plague hunt, like headpiece. I think once we actually get to see it in game, I think we'll change my opinion on it. Right now, bit rough. I don't mind the look though. I think it could be really fun. It does suck that this is like they're doing this as like the final Twisted Masquerade event, but hey, it's nice that they're going to be pushing these as the last couple original survivors are getting their masks. Very cool. Very surprised. I think I will say this. It is very telling that the only original killer that doesn't have a mask is Houndmaster. I think that's very telling because we are now in this point where I think it's pretty much, I think the ratio now it's 2-to-1 licensed to original content. Licensed content to original content, which most people I don't think have that much of a complaint about it. For me though, as much as I like licensed content, I think the problem is original content is I think where the dev team really can flex their muscles with what they can create. And so the fact that the only original killer is the Houndmaster does feel it does hurt a little bit. I'm surprised Jake didn't get one before. Claudette's only just getting one now, which is also very weird. Vittorio Tori's actually looks pretty sick. The one for Tori. The one for Sable also looks really good. The designs have always, for the Masquerade masks, have always been super nice. But yeah, this is the second time Wraith's gotten a anniversary outfit. If I remember correctly. Because Wraith got one for, I think it was either the 4-year or the 5-year anniversary, where it's like the gold ribbons coming down, and it was a community unlocked event. Like, it was one of the first times that they put a ton, like if the community earned a certain amount of blood points, it unlocked for everyone. That looks really good. It looks really good. David's also looks really cool. I don't know how I feel about the mask though. I didn't realize the charm. That's very cool. The Trix Crow. Karn is going to be very happy about that. I don't know how I feel about the David mask. I do like the Trix icon though. That is very nice. And the Wraith one is also pretty good. There we go. And then we also have the weapons as well to make up for the fact that we don't have any more killer masks. Which, these look great. The one thing I will say is it's very difficult to mix and match a lot of the Masquerade stuff. Because blue is they use a very specific shade of blue that doesn't really blend well with, that doesn't really complement a whole lot of other colors. There's more gold than there is blue. And so I kind of have to be like, all right, well, what do I end up doing? All right, it is open. All right, we're downloading the PTB. We're going to see just how long it takes. Let's see how long it takes. It's saying it's gonna take 40 minutes. Nope. Not gonna have this. It's not gonna happen. Damn. Yeah, it's gonna take. It says it's gonna take a half hour for it to happen, which, nope. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work, unfortunately. It's not gonna work for me, dog. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. God, I need to look at this photo again. Dude, like, this is so good. Like, this looks so cool, man. It looks so good. These renders look so cool. It looks genuinely good. I'm surprised they didn't talk about. Oh. From Otts.
Okay. Wow. What do you think? Does this meet your expectations?
That looks really
So,
cool.
We should now have on screen is
Oh, okay. We're not looking at the perks. I kind of want to be surprised. That looks like it looks so good. It's gonna look even better in game, obviously. Like when we get our chance to look at it, like ourselves, it's gonna look great. So these are the other cosmetics. So of course we knew about Matthew Lillard. Glitch Trap is very fun. That's very cool. And then we have the two for the AR game, which I'll be completely honest, I think people forgot that existed. The special delivery AR game. Whoops, go back. So the clown one, I was kind of hoping they try to style it more like the clown in Dead by Daylight, which would be really funny. But yeah, Toxic. So I remember this one because when I worked at GameStop, we had a bunch of like the Five Nights at Freddy's action figures, and this is the one that always sold out first. Like this Toxic look, which looks a little bit different. Hang on. If I could type, that'd be awesome. Special delivery. If I could type. Yeah, it is different looking. They took the core idea and they kind of they put the Dead by Daylight spin on it. Which, hey, it's not bad. It's definitely cool. It does feel like certain parts aren't super seamless. So, like, it's supposed to be, like, melting. It feels like this part is kind of, like, just attached onto the side. But stuff like this with, like, the muscles and everything just kind of, like, oozing out. That's really cool. Yeah, it's saying it's going to take 40 minutes for it's actually gone up in time. So yeah, we're not going to mess around with that, but I do want to listen to that music again. Which I believe is going to be like the Terror Radius music.
Hang a spring trap and bring out our dear friend Jay Guzzo, the killer's designer.
Doom. Doom. There's the 4 notes. It's... I feel like this is the Terror Radius / chase music. It is a lot. Michael April put in a lot of work for this one. Like, this is a lot. It feels like it's a lot of noise just kind of coming at you. You don't really hear, like, the Dead by Daylight motifs that you normally do, which is okay. I do think this is a lot to process. I hope it's not like super overwhelming in game. I hope it's like it's pretty well balanced. But I'm gonna have to just end stream now. End this little stream now. It is a short stream. Mostly because people are posting the Mori and everything. Nope. 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 Not gonna look at this. Not going to look at it. Nope. 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 Not going to get spoiled. But I am gonna end stream here just so that way it's done. We reacted to it, and also I have to leave for work in like 10 minutes. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys later. Bye.